Hey guys, it's the girl Vanessa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're having a story time on my experience with the police. Like how many times I've been caught or let's say gotten in trouble. Kaya. As long as you understand, let's get into the video. Peace out. Oh, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love. Big ups, I love you. Okay, guys. Okay, let's get started. So my first ever experience was when I was in grade 10. Grade 10, yeah, and I was 15. So there was this one day, my dad, okay, when I was in grade 9, my dad taught me how to drive. Then in grade 10, I was already experienced, like I already knew how to drive. That was how Sunday morning, my mom went to church, my dad also went to church, but then came back. It was like around, since I'm Catholic, so you know, Catholic masses were like 2 hours, 1 hour and some minutes, yeah. So my dad came back from church, my grandma was home, and then I was cooking, and then we ran out of mealie meal. So my dad was like, no, I want you to go and get the bag of mealie meal by the shop. Like the shop is just near home. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so the shop is just near home, like very near home. And then because I'm female and I can't carry a bag of mealie meal, so I was told to go and buy the mealie meal with the car, the shop near home. Then when I went to the shop near home, there was no mealie meal there. So my dad was like, oh, okay, you can go and buy. There's a place we call Chunga Market somewhere. Those in near Materi somewhere there. So I was like, oh, okay. Then I gathered the courage because, you know, it's rare to find policemen around that area. So I was like, okay. My dad was like, okay, that's cool. That was how I was with my cousin Joyce. Then we decided to go. Actually, like that was my first time. Like first time going those ends alone with the car. That was how. Kept going. So there's this place it's a school, we call it Dina Kaimba. Like somewhere near Dina Kaimba. I just saw a car was following me behind, like really fast. So I thought, you know, since I was young and I was still a kid, so I was like, maybe they want to get the car from me, like the thieves, then they want to steal the car. So let me keep going. Then I kept overspeeding. Back then the road was like perfect. And then I kept overspeeding, like I kept going till I reached somewhere near Legit Media. So when I reached somewhere near Legit Media, the policemen were, I don't know what you call them, these C5, I don't know what you call them, but I know them as C5. Yeah, that was how those people, you know how dangerous those people are, you know how they move with guns and the rest. And I was driving a fan cargo. So, you know, a fan cargo is like really high and I'm like small. So they couldn't see who was driving. So they wanted to see who was driving and me being underage. So yeah, that was how. They stopped the car. They kept following me behind. So I was like, hey, these guys. And you know, it wasn't written at Rata, Shani, you see, nothing. It was just there like, so I was like, geez, these people wanted to steal the car from me. Then after some time, I was like, you know, I kept overspeeding. So we reached Legit Media. Then when we reached Legit Media, those people removed the guns. And you know, that's how it caught everyone's attention. Like everyone's attention. Then I was like, shit, let me stop. And then the car passed, and then like it was overspeed, and then it came to block my way. So I had to like hit an emergency brake. And then when I hit that emergency brake, I was really scared. I was shivering. So instead of me putting the car in park, I just left it in drive and switched the engine off. That was how those people came out. Like they jumped out with the guns. Then I was so scared. My cousin was like so scared. She almost ditched me. And then they were like, have you seen how you switched off the car? Is that how they taught you shani? You know, those type of things. I was like, shit, I'm scared. That's why I did this. And then they were like, oh, okay. Then they were like, they thought I stole the car. So they were like, where did you steal this car from? I'm like, no, I didn't steal. Who gave you this car? I was like, my dad. Why would your dad? He was like, no, I was like, no, my dad sent me to buy something. So yeah, and they were like, give me your dad's number. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I gave them my dad's number. Then they called dad just in. Then dad was like, they told dad to say, yeah, they asked for my driver's license. They were like, where's your driver's license? I was like, I don't have. How old are you? I'm 15. Yeah, I'm 15. I'm like, Then they were like, you have to wait for like 15, 16, 17, 18, like 4 years. 4 years to start driving. And then I was like, oh, okay. Too much of them. Yeah, so I was like, okay. So they called dad and told him, your daughter has been caught. Like, yeah. But then because they felt pity for me, I was supposed to go with them, but they felt pity for me. So, and guys, what I want, that thing where I'm cooking, I'm doing house chores, and then I look very much dirty. I just got my dad's slippers, and then I was in a wrapper and the Kama shirt. But my dad's slippers are very big. And that's how I came out. Then they were like, you can go home. Where's home? Ballaston. They actually wanted to escort me. So I was like, home is in Ballaston. They were like, no, home is actually near. So you can just walk home. And then everyone's looking at me, the embarrassment. I was like, shit. This policeman just, But yeah, that was how they called dad. They told him, no, you find the car by Central Police, what. Then I reached home. I was so scared. I thought dad would shout at me. And then when I reached home, I found grandma. So I asked grandma, where is dad? And then she was like, no, dad has gone to, to get the car. So after then Shima had already gone bad. Like it was on the stove the whole time. So no one could even eat it because it was already bad. Yeah, so that was how, guys, I have to. Yeah, so, it's really cold. It's raining. So that was how, yeah, after like 30 minutes, dad came back. That was like, open the gate. Then yeah, open the gate. Then he came back with, he was driving the other car. Then my uncle was driving the other car. No, not my uncle, the policeman was driving the other car, only to find that the policeman that caught me was my uncle. So he was telling that, say, her face really looked familiar. But then I tried to ask her for her cards and all, but she doesn't have any. So I'm like, okay. And then they were like, no, Shani. You guys, they talked. They were like, yeah. Then he was like, your face looked familiar. Like, you really looked familiar. I know you from, I don't know how to phrase this, but he was like, I know you from somewhere. Like, I knew you from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you that because I was with my mates, like my friends and all. So yeah. Then I was like, oh, okay. Then he laughed. He was like, no, I'm really sorry for what happened, because I was really frightened. Like, the gun shots and everything, I was really scared, because that was actually my first time having that experience. So it was really scary. Yeah. And then he said sorry to me. He brought the car. He actually packed the car back home. My dad laughed, and then after everything, the car was given back to me. And my dad told me to never drive, like, ever since then. Like, okay, he was like, no, you can drive, but don't exceed the tire road, because we might not know. So I was like, okay. So each time I was taught to drive, I'll drive from like home, like just the gravel roads there in Ballaston, because at that time Ballaston was still getting developed. Like, it's still under development, because it's not really, yeah. That was how. That's my first experience. Second experience was when was it? I've forgotten the second experience. Okay, but let me talk about the other experiences. Yeah, so I was okay. So the second time I was actually stopped by police. I had a license, I had an NRC and everything, so I was like legal. And then they were like, no, what parts? Give us your NRC, give your driver's license. I was like, oh, okay. I got my driver's license, I gave it to them. And then they were like, there was this, I don't know, some man who was like, no, you're underage, you're actually underage. It's like, you got these, like, connections, you get connections. So I'm like, no, I'm of age. I'm 18. So I can get the driver's license and an NRS. Then he was like, no, you really look young, you just know. Then I was like, no, I'm big. Then I was like, oh, okay. That's how he let me pass. So the other one, I was like overspeeding. I was overspeeding along, is it Great North Road? Great East Road. Great East Road. Great North Road. Yeah, Great North Road. I was overspeeding, and then, you know, like near Society Business Park there. Then just a bit further, the roundabout. Is it the roundabout? I don't know. Like near the flyover bridge there. Yeah, I found some policemen and women there. Then they were like, stop. Like they stopped me, and I was really scared because I was overspeeding. That was how I stopped. So when I stopped, oh, she asked for my license. I gave it to her. She was a lady. Then yeah, I gave it to her. Then she got it, and you just know I have to pay in order for me to get my license back. So I was like, shit. And you know, I couldn't call my dad because I didn't tell my dad where I was going. I just got the car and left. So I was like, hey, this is really, really scary. So I had to beg. I begged, I cried, I begged, because I was like in a hurry. And then yeah, so I cried, and I was like, no, I'm really sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to do that, I didn't know I was supposed to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Then yeah, it was given, like my license was given back to me. Then I left. So when I left, I called Dad. I was like, Dad, this is what happened. I was caught by the police and this happened. And I was like, oh, okay, it's good. You would have called me. I was like, no, I didn't want to disturb you, but I was scared though. I was scared of calling him because I thought he was going to shout at me or something. That's why I didn't call him. And then the other experience, I was also like, every time this happens, I'm always driving. So you know this thing where your passenger is not putting, like, they haven't fastened their seatbelt. So I was driving, and then my sister did not fasten her seatbelt. She did not. And I was moving with not Ryla, my other young sister. She did not fasten her seatbelt. So I was like, oh, okay. I forgot because she wasn't seated next to me, like the passenger seat in front. She was behind. So for her own safety and all, she needed to fasten the seatbelt. That was how the police stopped me. They were like, like I had my seatbelt fastened on, but hers did not have. The rain. She didn't have hers fastened. So I was like, guys, yeah, how do you move with a kid without telling the kid to fasten their seatbelt? I'm like, shit. So you know, I really look young when I'm driving. To those that have seen me, I look very sweet. I look really, really small when I'm driving. So yeah, that was how I begged. I didn't cry, I just begged. I was like, I think no, I'm sorry, what happened. They were like, oh, okay. Hey guys, so the rain is just turning bad right now. So we'll make part 2 of this video, and it's going to have a continuation of how many accidents, how many mistakes I've made on the road, like how many accidents I've, you know, these things. It's experience. So yeah, part 2 is going to come soon. Soon. Yeah, I'll make part 2 when the rain is done. I love you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace out. I love you.